done? Simple limiter done. Now I'm going to fit and transform. And I said random state. So here I will open, just one moment. Okay, so it's done, guys. Now let's impute with mean strategy, which we done. The one who not completed, I would request you to please do it. And these things would be continue for the next regressions classifications. We train, test, label, encoder. Now X, are we clean all these things? Make categorical, numerical, and we have missing values. We fill with the missing values, and then we label encoder to X and we label encoder to Y. So my question is, if you not understand EDA, would you understand this part, guys? Not possible. So that's why EDA and machine learning is both are interlinked with each other, isn't it? That's what I called EDA is machine learning is born from EDA. Yes, team? Okay. Now, next one. So we have here train test split. Let's apply the train test split. Yesterday we introduced scikit-learn or not? Yesterday we introduced scikit-learn. What happened if I remove random state? Clear, guys? What happened if I remove random state? Now, X train, X test, perfect. Now let's go back to this one. I can split the data. X train, X test, Y train, Y test, isn't it? Now let's go back to this one. Okay, so I'll take a little bit snapshots for this. X train, X test, and Y train, Y test. This is Y train, this is Y test. Now let's look down, keep it down and keep up. So here, I'll take a snippet. All right, and so are we use random state or removed now? Removed. So let's minimize, okay? And I'll close everything. And I restart my kernel. Once I restart my kernel, let's do this one more time. Let's run this one. Execute. So let's have a look at it. X train, X test. Now the snapshots which we take. So first record is 44. Previous run. Next run, it has changed to 48. Now the second records, all the records are shuffled or not, guys? So is this constant? Not a constant at all. I mean to say that this model is not a finalized model and accurate model. The moment when we keep runs, every time the records are split randomly. Okay, it's not a constant. So you cannot, let's say if your manager asks, what's the final accuracy? You can't say whether it is 85, whether it is 80, whether it is 90, because when you build the first time, might be you got accuracy of 85, but next time when you build, might the accuracy been changed to 90, might be reduced to 75. So you cannot deploy these models, guys. Are you understand? So that's why you must to mention this parameters called, I'll give you in detail how exactly accuracy fluctuate once we've been assigned to random state equal to 0. You can also assign 3 parameters, guys. Those are, just close it, and you have C random state equal to 0 or 21 or 41 or 51. Understand? My one of student, okay, he was trained under me, guys. Okay, after complete the course, he got one freelancing project from UK. You know, guys, UK, the students who studying from India, they flew and then study. And being a UK citizenship, he mentioned random state and he mentioned his phone number. Do you understand, guys? In random state, he mentioned his phone number. Now, what exactly my student done? He removed everything and it changed to 0, and his accuracy is increased from 60% to 85 percentages. To do this problem solve, he got almost like 30,000 rupees, guys, in his bank account. He specially come back and show me. Are you understand? So these are called, I mean, tuning. I just want you to know, because I'm teaching you in-depth concepts. Please understand. Okay. You might see similar data sets somewhere, but still you no need to, please understand in-depth of it. I will give you in-depth knowledge once I start the classifications. So team, yesterday data pre-processing we completed. So what are the steps we followed yesterday? The first thing is we import the library, which is required library. And next one, we import data set. And then what else, guys? Then we split the data into X and Y, X and Y. And then we impute fill missing numerical value and categorical value. And after that, we impute cat2 number, isn't it? By encoding technique. This is one. And then we split the data into X train, X test, Y train, and Y test. Team, this is what we done or not? This is what we done. And then the next step is, I will continue, not right now. So this is the steps. But before that, how the data, the interview question, how you got the data, isn't it, guys? How you get the data sets, from which resources? You maybe answers like from data set, from database and APIs, from client directly, and data warehouse team. Every organization has a data warehouse team, guys. Warehouse, the data extracts from various files, from weblogs, from internet, from XMLs, from PDF, from APIs, from multiple APIs. What are the APIs? Like Twitter database has Twitter APIs. All right. Multiple APIs we have. From the many APIs we have, we extract the data. Okay. And this is what exactly we done yesterday. Clear, guys? Data. These techniques follow for each and every model building. These techniques follow from each and every model building. Did you present yesterday, buddy? Did you present yesterday? You attend online? Okay. All right. Now the next one, I will give you small task for data pre-processing, and then we go ahead to machine learning concepts today. I'll show you one of the data set. This is for your practice. Just open and see, guys, whether you practice or not practice, my job responsibilities, I'll give you math concepts. I'll explain you algorithms in detail. I'll give you a layman example, which everybody understand. And then I'll explain one code. I'll give you one projects to practice. Whether you practice or not is up to you. But I am a little bit more trying to give you more quality works, guys. Okay. So that's why, anyway, we're going to talk about that. So my few students already got placed, but not in data science, into other platforms. So that's why I'm not sharing all these details to you. Understand, guys? So my two students, she got offers in testing, and another student, she got offered in, other way. It's a non-technical process. I said continue. So those things I'm not going to share with you, not going to mention in the placement list, because those are not relevant. Those are not relevant. Getting my point? So the next one is called, I hope you see Titanic movie or not, guys. Okay. So in the end of the movie, what happened? I mean, a lot of people are died or not. Yeah, I will give you one of the data set, and '26th projects train.csv. Okay. So we have these attributes. Now, very simple. Let me a little bit zoom. Now, based on these data sets, can you please tell me whether this data set lies under regressions or classifications, guys? How do you say this? Fantastic. So Anjali said it's a classifications because survived or not survived, isn't it? Survived means zero, not survived means one. So it's yes or no. So whenever the dependent variable. So definitely, guys, now you slowly understand which data sets lies on regressions, which data sets lies into classifications. This data set lies into classifications. So are we going to implement reg algorithms or classification algos, guys? Definitely we implement classification algorithms. Now let's minimize. I'll open my data set and I worked for you and I'll share this one. First, look at this very simple code. And this is called data pre-processing. Pre-process the data. And I do have some of the attributes like that. Passenger ID, survived passenger class, name of the passengers, gender of the passengers, age of the passengers, sibling, park, ticket, fare, cabin, embark. What exactly all those things means? I can say this. Let's read the data frame. So we read the data frame or not? And I wanted to convert here. So the age is integer, right? I'm trying to give you a lot of technical steps while we do the practical. You guys can understand a lot of practical things. For example, so data type age to np.float64. I mean, see how I convert my data type to float here by pass these parameters. Understand, team? Guys, are you getting my point? So how, if the data is float, if you want to convert to int, you need to pass np.int of a specific columns and then you can find out. Everybody's clear? And then titanic.tail, titanic.head, you know these functionalities. Am I clear up to this? Great. Performing data cleansing and analysis. So understand meaning of each column is very important to being anything, whether you are data analyst or data scientist, whatever it may be, but still the analyze the attributes is very, very important in each and every domain, guys. So survived, one or died. So this is zero. Passengers class. I mean, do you know, guys, when you book the train tickets, you have AC, and you have non-AC, you have sleeper, you have all those things. The same way we can call as first class, second class, and third class. And passenger's name, passenger's gender, passenger's age, number of siblings, spouse aboard. So if you see this, one thing I just want to recommend it to 8:30 a.m. batch. Whenever you want to work any, whenever you want to work any projects, make sure the data set is handy with you guys. Okay, never ever close the data excel sheets and start works. You never understanding any business. 50% problems you get solved by watch excel sheets, guys. Lot of students have questions because at the time of practice they never opened it. That's only one scenario they not understand. Clear, guys? So one moment. So here we go. And I think name, we passenger class, we have 1, 2, 3. We split into 1, 2, 3. First tier, second tier, third tier, economy, and then all those things we have like VIP, all these things, guys. Now name, passenger's name, gender, age of the passenger, sibling. Sibling means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means does the passengers along with sibling, along with spouse, along with children, it could be anything. Park, the number of parents children's aboard. Some children's traveled with the nanny, so therefore park equal to 0. I mean to say that, let's look at this. Park means 0, 1. So if the children who come with the grandparents, so then the mentions as 0 and rest of them 1, 2, 3, 4. Clear up to this? And ticket, everybody, once you book the tickets, we got ticket number and all the ticket numbers and ticket fare of the journey and all those things, guys, right? Cabin, embark, port of whether it's a Chernbox, Queenstown, and Southampton. That means That means the places where the train stops, platforms. I mean, the same way, I just give you examples to make understand of the data sets. Clear up to this? So we have one data set, and this data set is Titanic. And what we try to do, we analyze which columns are completely useless in predicting the customer is surviving. Let's delete them. And don't just delete the column because you're not finding it useful. Our focus is on deleting the columns. Our focus is to analyze each column and affecting the results or the predictions based on the columns, guys. Okay, so Titanic.describe. You know the describe functions name. Okay, whether a customer survived or not, I don't think so. Name is much important, but still, first we can delete the name here, and then tickets, and then fare, okay, and cabin. So guys, are you understand? So all those things we've been delayed step by step, which is not make sense. And also, but male gender we haven't delayed because we trying to find out changing value for male and female to convert male to one and female to two. So that's why this is user defined functions. I told you what are the functions, guys. Functions always ends with open brackets and close brackets. And there are two type of functions. One is inbuilt, like print, length, id, max, min, etc., isn't it? And user defined, whenever you pass only define def, this becomes your user defined functions. Am I clear? So I mean to say that just here define get number string. So if it's male, return to one. If it's female, return to two. Very simple code, isn't it? And I'm sure I've been told you well that after colon and semicolon, you need to pass how many spaces by default? How many spaces, guys? 4 spaces. So this is clear. And apply get numbers, and finally this has turned back to male to one, and did you see, and female to zero. I mean 1 and 2, something like that. If you see this, right? Once we done that, you need to see it. Is null sum. Do we have any missing values? Is null or info? You can try this. And fill null values with age dot mean. So age, we have how many values, guys? 177 null values. Now I wanted to replace with age dot mean strategy. Can we do this or not? This code can done by various way. I don't want you to follow this. I want you to use in sklearn also. You can try this. Here, nobody used sklearn, isn't it? So dimensions define code. I don't want you to use define. Just use label encoder and make the data to ones and two. Can we do it, guys? And then once we just create a new age column, is null sum. Now age we replace with it. Is null dot sum. Again, age has 170. I mean, once we fill with all the variables, this is not any kind of big task. And now finding the number of people who have survived. How do you see this? We have based on 3 towns or not? And print survived. So 30, 93, and 217. I'm not use any if else, no lambda functions, no such kind of local, global, everything's I didn't pass anything. I just been very simple. It's a common sense. And I print this and I got this output, guys. And finally, I want you to a little bit analyze this. And did you see some visualizations, guys? In this visualizations, you have male and female, right? And we can find out drawing a pie chart for number of males and females aboard. Once we plot this, look at the code. Males, Titanic gender equal to 1. 1 means male or female, guys. Might be any, either it's male and then it's female. 2 means female. And which is more survived? Just one moment. More precise pie chart. So once we plot this, right click and have a look at this. Not survived male, 52% is a not survived male, and survived female, 25% are survived, 9% not survived. A survived male is 12.26 percentages. Now, the reason why I assigned these data sets to you, this is not data science model building, and we haven't done any X train, X test, Y train, Y test. Just to understand how you can analyze the data with Python, guys. Are you clear? If I share this, will you do it online, guys? I hope you can hear me. Can you try this, guys, if I assign to you? Yeah. Okay. All right. So today, very important concepts. I'm going to introductions today in machine learning. What we understood so far, X-train training phase we done. Today we discuss about overfitting and underfitting. What exactly very important concepts, guys? Overfitting and underfitting. Listen to me, and then I'll give you a little bit more very important concepts: overfitting and underfitting. Now assume you wanted to predict whether the student passed the exam or failed the exam. Understand, guys? You wanted to predict whether students pass the exam or fail the exam. A student pass the exam or fail the exam, so assume we have few attributes, and few attributes like student's roll number and name of the students, and father name of the students, mother name of the students, and his studying hours, and his height of the students, and weight of the students, and color of the student, and study hour, and sleeping hour, and playing hour, and student pass the exam or fail the exam. You understand? So how many attributes we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Overall, we have 11 attributes. Now, my question, so let's do this. So do we have some relevant or irrelevant or not, guys? So I do see that many of them are irrelevant attributes itself, isn't it? Many of them are irrelevant. So this column combines relevant attributes plus irrelevant attributes. Now my question is, if you build the model with all attributes, then overfitting problem comes up. What problem comes up, guys? So overfitting means, I'll give you one scenario. Overfitting means what happened if the overfitting problem occurs and we get high error and less accuracy. Are you getting my point? So there's a many techniques we can follow, and this is very important, how to reduce overfitting. And we reduce overfitting, we have some of the techniques called cross validations, one of the technique, and drop out the neurons is another technique, and the other one is called regularizations, one of the technique, and ensemble learning, this is another technique, and very important one is business understanding is another technique, guys. So I hope understand. So all these techniques we must need to understand to reduce overfitting technique. So definitely when you get high error, no model is good, no model is optimized. Slowly we try to understand, we build the model based on historical data, and we predict our future, guys. Am I clear? Now there's two things. So what is the overfitting problem? If we train the model with all attributes, then what problem comes up? Overfitting problem comes up. Online team, are you, everybody's getting me or not? Yes, guys? Okay. Perfect. All right. I'll give you another example. Once you understand the example, then things are clear. Listen to me. What is meant by error? What is meant by accuracy? Okay. Prasanna, very simple, man. Don't think too much. I'll give you this attribute. Would you understand which is relevant, which is not relevant? Yes or not? How you understand? Because you know the business. Very simple. I want you to know the business. That's why we called KT, Katrina Cave. No, guys, knowledge transfer. So we have, if you joined banking domain, please gain banking knowledge. And banking knowledge comes from Kaggle, comes from the data set which I'm assigning you in the class. Correct? If you joined healthcare industry, try to talk in depth. And these healthcare domain you learned from organization's database. You open the database contains many tables, and try to read and make a proper sheet for the table understanding. Which table comes from which data source, which table comes from which is relevant, which is not relevant. This is what important. Most of the data scientists fails because they miss to understand tables. When you join a company, all most of the managers, they're trying to poke you. What is, guys, you've been 10-year experience, still you not understand the business. You said, no, I don't understand. I need some more time. I'm preparing this doc. Can you please tell this? Are you guys understand? Speak this, guys. You have 1 month. If you say to happy with the managers, you can say, I know this. You cannot start the code from the day two. Try to understand the situations. Try to understand architecture of your project. Architectures means what, guys? What is the starting point of the projects? What is the ending point of the projects? And you joined means the company fired someone, isn't it? So that's why they give you a job. So lot of people fails to understand the architecture. Architecture means origin of the data, where the data born in your projects. Am I clear or not clear? Even the lot of experienced folks, they blindly believe in managers. Whatever, sometimes managers also doesn't know. You have to teach them. Might be first 2 months managers. Sometimes my CEOs called me, 17-year experience, still you not do this work. I didn't. I listened from this year. I forgot from another year because I'm working for my family, guys, not this anybody else, isn't it? So they have to scold for first 2 days and they likes again later part. Are you guys understand or not? So this is corporate nature. If someone scold us, then we just ignore them. Are you guys clear or not? So even though I do get a lot of penalized, I do get a lot of, sometimes I feel like, let's quit this stupid work, but still, no, just calm down. So constant patience is very important in this human being to stay in the future. Positive and constant, very, very important, guys. Are you guys getting my point? So what I'm trying to say, whether you're 15-year experience, 20-year experience, 25-year experience, understand the data comes, architecture is very important. The moment when you join a company, few things you must need to ask. The first thing is, give me the architecture. First thing, what is the projects, where I am fitting, what should my work? Very simple. And you read when the time, every day make a notes. Today, even you didn't do anything, make an email, send it to your manager. So this is the things I done. Just rectify me if you talk. End of the sessions, go and talk to managers, show your face to him, and then leave for a day. When you go joining, good morning, good evening, these greetings is very important. The common things which makes people's brain as, I mean, those are the few behaviors we must need to know, guys. These things no books can teach you. These things teach by your ethics, your behavior, your parents will teach all those things. Am I clear or not? So because the mind game plays from here, I just don't want to play mind games in the corporate. It's very transparent. Am I clear, guys? Okay, so being your freshers, I hope some of them understand, some of them expertise folks here, they very much understand what's meant by it. Clear? Okay. So how to business understanding is very important. 60% relevant, irrelevant attributes we eliminate from business understanding. Am I getting me? So what is overfitting? I'll go ahead and talk about this one. Okay, listen to this. Assume we have two phases, training phase and testing phase. Assume I have a ball, this one. Okay, let's call few attributes of the ball. What are the attributes? The ball is spear shaped, number one. Okay, you can play, you cannot eat, and the radius of the object is 5 centimeter. How many attributes I trained? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 attributes we at the training phase. At testing phase, I show them as a basketball. I show them as a basketball. Now let's compare. The first conditions, basketball is a ball or not a ball, guys? It is a ball. But let's write the conditions. Is it a spear shaped? This condition is true. Can we play? Yes, this condition is true. You cannot eat. This condition is true. Do you think basketball radius is 5 centimeter? No. Because of these attributes, the model predict this is a ball or not a ball? Ball or not a ball? Not a ball. Because in training phase, I explain my machines with 4 attributes, but testing phase, I show them as a basketball and 3 attributes is matched. Because of 1 attributes, my machine learning models predicts this is not a ball. So misclassifications happened or not? So what I said, overfitting, if I train the model with all attributes, what problem comes up, guys? Overfitting. When the overfitting problem, the machines confuse whether it is a ball or not a ball. Are you understand? Accuracy is wrong. Accuracy is wrong. So that's why I said here, whenever the overfitting problem comes, we get high error. And everybody's getting my point or not? Now, the next question. So how to prevent overfitting? This is interview question. How to prevent overfitting? Anybody responds this, guys? How to prevent overfitting? By eliminate irrelevant attributes or not? Out of 4 attributes, if I eliminate radius, now model predicts it is a ball. So accuracy is good now. I mean to say that if I eliminate these attributes, then what happened? My model predicts this is a ball. So we have a few technique to avoid, to prevent, or to avoid overfitting. And those things we called as, I'll show you one of the techniques, which is called, very good, identify relevant or necessary attributes from the data sets. Fantastic. That's what I was talking about it. So to how to prevent, avoid overfitting. Here, if we remove radius, then now we understand this is, but if you remove play and eat, this is again, it's wrong. Again, it's a wrong. I mean to say that identify relevant attribute is very important. And also this concept's also called as multi-collinearity problem. What is the name of the problem, guys? Multi-collinearity means if you build the model with irrelevant attributes, then we get multi-collinearity problem. Every models in classifications, I'll show you the practical how to check overfitting in code, how to check underfitting in the code. Okay, so all those things we will practice. Okay, so how to prevent avoid overfitting? The first technique is PCA, principal component analysis. What is the first techniques, guys? Principal component analysis. Okay, so one moment. All right, guys, but before I go ahead to the principle, let's understand underfitting. What is underfitting, guys? Underfitting means train the model with, what is bagging boosting? Those are, I'll tell you later part. Those are called ensemble learning. In ensemble, we have 2 technique. One is bagging, boosting, voting. I will next week you get to know bagging, boosting, all those things. Okay, you need to wait for some time. First, these are the basics, guys. Once we understand the basic, then only build machine learning. Once you understand machine learning, then you can understand AI. We go in one step by step. Okay, what is underfitting, guys? Train the model with less attributes is called underfitting. Train the model with less attributes is called underfitting. Everybody understand or not? What is mean by that? Have a look at this. Now, the next step in training phase, I train my machines with one attributes, and those attributes called spear shape. Okay. The ball is spear shapes, but in testing phase, I show them as a fruit. Let's orange. And my model predicted ball and not a ball, guys. Ball, because in testing phase, I trained with only one attribute, which is spear. The model is confused and the model predicts this is ball. Actually, that is a fruit. That's not a ball. Are you understand the difference between? So this is what most of the interview, you just need to understand the overfitting versus underfitting. But both technique, we get less accuracy and high error. Now, the next part is how to avoid underfitting. Anybody answer how to avoid overfitting, guys? How to avoid overfitting? How to avoid, guys, online team? By adding more attributes, isn't it? To avoid underfitting, we will add more attributes. Can we say this or not? But how to avoid overfitting? We have a technique called PCA. What is the techniques, guys? Principal component analysis. You guys understand what is the? So to underfitting, feature engineering, feature selections, feature engineering, yes, by taking relevant attributes. But how to take relevant attributes is also part. The first one is business understanding. Second one, another technique we have called PCA. I will explain this one, guys. Listen to me very carefully. And this is one of the important part, and maximum time you get encounter with these questions and also. So just one moment. Okay, now 8:30. Let's complete this one. And tomorrow I go ahead. From tomorrow, we start algorithms, simple linear regressions. We build models, very interesting classes, guys. All math comes into pictures. Let me check the formula which you made. I haven't checked Yamini, so let's try to check this today. And let's complete this one, PCA technique. Let's open. Now, I wanted to use, and how many dimensions is this, guys? How many dimensions? 2 dimensions or not? Assume 1, 2, all these data points, you see this or not? All these data points are data points, attributes, we can say. What we call, guys? Attributes. Assume this is the model. Assume this is the model. Do we see all the data point is close to this line or not? Okay. Now, I'll give you one situations and I need response from you. Okay, this is 2 dimensions. If someone stands from here, and look at this graph, how exactly this graph looks like? Anyone? Line. So online team, can we get line or not? If someone stand from this view, we call it as view. So we get, so line means, can we get a straight line? Linear line? So linear line means, so can I say I reduce 2 dimensions to 1 dimensions? Are you guys understand or not? This concept is called dimension reduction technique. Dimension reduction technique. What is meant by dimension reduction technique? Just now I gave you based on view, we reduced 2 dimensions to 1 dimension. So is it reduced or not? So this view, first view, we called as PC1, Priyanka Chopra 1. No, guys, it's principal component 1. What do we call, guys? Principal component 1. Am I clear or not? So how many views we can make? But another one, assume we have 20 attributes in here. How many attributes, guys? If you see this view, my questions to you, do you think the attributes looks like 20 or less than 20? Why? Because some of attributes are overlap. When some of attributes are overlap, overfitting is reduced or not now? Guys, answer me. Overfitting is reduced or not? Because what is overfitting? If we train the model with more features, the overfitting problem comes up. By help of dimension reduction technique, these 20 attributes are removed to less than 20 attributes. So when we do remove less than 20 attributes, so what happened? The overfitting is reduced. Am I clear? Now, next one. This is called, one moment. So this is called PC1. Can we see this view from multiple view or not? I mean to say that you can see from this view, you can see from this view, you can see from this view as well. Now I'll give you another view. Just go ahead, and this is called PC1. Now, if you see this graph from this view, what exactly happened, guys? It's look like a point or not? It looks like a point. But when I plot a line here, if all the attributes are fall on this line or not, guys? So how many views I can create from this graph? Multiple or not? So then this is called, we can create PC1, PC2, PC3, PC4. But make sure PC1 has, let's assume overall we have 20 attributes, but PC1 reduced to 12 attributes, PC2 reduced to 13 attributes, PC4 reduced to 14 attributes, PC5 reduced to 15 attributes. Means each and every views, the attributes are reducing or not? Can we call dimension reductions? That means we reduce the features from 20 to less than 20. Are you guys clear? So one of the technique which is discussed just now, explain theory, practical, I will share with you at logistic regression with PCA. I will share this practical. Are you guys getting me or not? Okay, but let me tell you how math works behind this. Let me give you a little bit math. So here, guys, are you understand? So how do I call this? From sklearn dot compose import PCA. Are you understand? From sklearn dot compose import PCA. When I call this package all functionalities and the math, we have covariance matrix and eigenvalue, eigenvector. I will explain right now if you give me some time, and then tomorrow onwards we start this one, guys. Okay, so here the thing, how to create PC1, how to create PC2, how to create PC3. So let's understand this now, guys. Let's understand this now. Okay, now here we go. Okay. Okay, now let's open I have one small data set. X-axis, Y-axis, how many? We have two dimensions, guys. Okay, maybe I'll just give you a little bit example how exactly the PCA works in the backend. So let's assume we have 2.5, 2.4, 0.5, 0.7, 2.2. We have some records in X and we have some records in Y. You cannot build the model with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 attributes, right, guys? Now, how the math works behind the PCA, let's understand. If I take a X bar, what is meant by X bar? Mean, average. What's meant by Y bar? Average again. So first thing, we need to compute covariance matrix. What do you need to compute, guys? Covariance matrix. I hope you understand covariance matrix formula equals to covariance of X comma X comma covariance of X comma Y, covariance of Y comma X, and covariance of Y comma Y. because I wanted to tell you that how math can recognize how to find out PC1, PC2, PC3, and all those things. Now this one x bar, to find out covariance of xy, this is the formula. Summation ni equal to 1 xi minus x bar into yi minus y bar divided by n minus 1. Why we use n minus 1, guys? Because the data is sample. So here xi minus x bar, and instead of this is xy, if I use covariance of x comma x, what would be the formula? Xi minus x bar into x minus xi bar. Guys, are you getting my point? Instead of y, we can use x as well. So let's here just close this, and I can say 2.5 x minus x bar, 2.5 minus 1.81, we got 0.69, isn't it? Let's compute this part first, then compute this part. And 3 into y, 3 into 2 equal to 2 into 3. The same way, once we compute xy, I can replace the same value to yx as well. Clear, guys? When to say that, let's go ahead. X minus x bar, 2.5 minus 1.81, 0.69. 0.69 into 0.69, we have 0.476. Clear? Now the same thing, 0.5 is x. 0.5 minus 1.81, which is minus 1.31. And then minus 1.31 into minus 1.31, you get this one. Now, can you multiply with same other rows or not? When we sum up everything, once you calculations all the rows, we get output as 5.5490. What is the output we get, guys? 5.5490. This part is clear. This part is clear. Now let's compute the same things. Can we follow the same things or not? 2.4. 2.4 minus, just delete this and close. Minus 1.91, which is 0.49. 0.49 into 0.49, we have 0.2401. So can we compute same thing like this as well? So the finally we get sum of 6.449. Clear? So the two part we cleared, covariance of x and covariance of y comma y. Let's go ahead and do this x comma y. So how to compute it? X 2.5, y 2.4, x minus x bar, 2.5 minus 1.81, 0.69. And then 2.4 minus 1.91, we got 0.49. When we multiply both, you get 0.3381. Can we apply all those things or not, guys? Once we compute divided by n minus 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minus 1, which is called 9. So once we divide, finally, we get the covariance matrix of the data set. So when we load the data sets to the machine learning, what exactly the PCA sklearn does, it takes covariance matrix of the data set. Are you guys understand? If I give you 1 lakh records, if you take pen and paper, if you done this metrics, it will take 2 days, 3 days. By the time HR will call you, he will say tata bye-bye, isn't it? Are you guys getting me? Because, so that's why we need to impute these packages. Next step. Once you find out the covariance matrix, the next step, we need to find out eigenvalue and eigenvector. So the second one, we need to find out eigenvalue and eigenvector. People call this eigen, people call this ion. So some of times you can also find out. To compute this eigenvalue and eigenvector, there is a formula called covariance matrix minus lambda I equal to 0. So this is called covariance matrix. This is called eigenvalue and identical matrix. What is identical matrix? 1001. I hope you heard about this, guys. Yep. So all these identical matrix. When we solve this, can we write like this or not? Now, I hope in 10th class, we understand the quadratic equations, how to solve. If we solve these equations, we get two values, x and y, means eigenvalue we get. Are you clear? Now, I cannot teach you how exactly the eigen quadratic equation is all about, but just understand those equations once you implement and you get the two values, which is eigenvalues, lambda 1 and lambda 2. And once we present in this, again, we take it to x1, y1, we get two vectors, guys. This is called PC2. This is called PC1. Now, out of the two PCs, which has highest, which is greater than which, PC1 is greater or PC2 is greater than PC1? Which vector is greater than which? PC1 is greater than PC2 or not? So wherever you find highest eigenvector, that one you can use to build the model. And finally, you choose PC1 as your features rather than the 10 features, guys. So in this case, what happened? The dimensionality reduced or not? Rather than you build the model with 10 attributes, you can build the model with 2 attributes. Are you guys understand or not? So assume sum of PC1. Yes. So all those things is important, guys. Somewhere or other, you get these interview questions, and each and every math algorithm starts with maths, guys. But still, we never implement in practical. We never implement those maths in projects in your organizations. But yes, we impute a scalar. But to crack an interview, they will ask these questions. That's why the technical skills learning is required. Understand, guys? So clear, today we understand overfitting, underfitting, and PCA technique. PCA also called dimension reduction technique, and few basics we have, but I'm not going to talk right now. When the time comes up, we're going to go ahead and tomorrow onwards, I'll explain to simple linear regression algorithm. Are you clear, guys? Simple linear regressions algorithms, you cleared. Okay, now can anyone who's someone who done the formula sheets, can you forward to in the classroom? I mean, I didn't find Yamini in the chat. I mean, just one moment. I can call his Gmail. No, I haven't find out here. To your mail ID, is it? Which mail ID? Let me check this out. Okay, I think, did I find your name? K data. Oh, okay. Okay, then I have to check this. I will check this and get back to you. Okay. Maybe this is another one. All right. Okay, so I will share all these documents to you today, and there's a lot of from today the real classes already. We started ML, guys, and we build data pre-processing, and we build regressions model tomorrow, and we'll have a lot of data sets to practice, and we can follow this. But one moment, let me complete this one. So we learned so far, like we started sessions with what happened if we remove random state equal to 0. So what happened, guys? Every times the split records are different. Can we say this? Okay. And then we discuss like, and we see there is a Titanic data set understanding. Okay. And this you can use for data pre-processing using Python. We've been done here. And then what we done, guys? And we discuss like overfitting, train the model with more attributes. And what is underfitting? Train the model with less attributes. Less attributes, right? And multi-collinearity. What is meant by multi-collinearity? Again, when you build the model with irrelevant attributes, then multi-collinearity problem comes up. All right. And then we discuss like PCA. Okay. Principle. Some spellings are here and there. I mean, just you can do not take same things and mention in the resume. Are you understand, guys? If you say right, if you mention in resume white, then everything is changed, guys. If you say hi, then it sounds like bye. Yeah. So understand your resume is never shortlisted. So principal component analysis, and we talk about another one which is called PC1, PC2, and then we discuss like dimension reduction technique. It will convert 2D to 1D. Okay, and then we discuss anything else. That's it seems. Eigenvalue, and we discuss a little bit math, and then import. I'm sorry. Okay, anything else, guys? Covariance matrix. Okay, thank you. And we connecting tomorrow. Have a good day and bye, guys. Were you not done? What's your name? What's your name? Swapna, I forgot. So did you done the formulas? When you will send? Next year? No. Can you please repeat the assignment which you have asked us to do? Yeah, I will share this. It's very simple, Paul, just trying to analyze the data. Very simple. That's the assignment. I'll share this to you right now. Just Swapna, tomorrow please bring, okay, the formula and you post. Yamini also done. Let me check and give a conclusion on it. I will share all these things right now. So just a second. Okay. If you miss one day, you will have to, you cannot understand rest of the classes, guys. That's the reality. Team, please work on. One, two, three.